So now we can start our session. We're now here with Professor José Ferro and Fabio Villabella from TechnipFMC. So guys, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Bruno. Hello, Lean Global Community. We are going to be talking now about daily management. It's an approach to, like Jim mentioned in his presentation, mostly to support the creations of basic stability and to fix problems before it's too late. It's mostly suited for stable environments, but also it's highly adaptive of the needs because we know problems happening every day. And first, there we are going to be able to see what's happening, and those changes that happen in the environment, we're going to see very rapidly in our management. I'm here with Fabio Villabella, and it's a pleasure to have. I'm going to be presenting the concept, and Fabio will be providing the real content, a real example of his experience.
And just to remind you guys, you can please make your give us your feedbacks, and we have also the Q&A that you can send your answers. And so let's start the presentation here, Professor.
Okay, so we every day we have problems that are often ignored or lost or realized. But when they are realized, when they are noticed, oftentimes it's too late. The damage is already huge. So daily management is this process to guarantee that the targets we have every day are followed, are achieved. So our strategic objectives are achieved. And how we're going to do that? We're going to have to fix problems every day as they emerge. So most companies or many companies have some sort of a daily management. And they are quick meetings. Some companies call stand-up meetings. Some companies call huddles. Uh, what happens is sometimes those meetings are just for information sharing, but it's not to take action. We really want to take some action and take the opportunity to understand as a group what's happening. So by doing this, not only we are solving the problems, but also developing people capability, which is as important as the problem solving itself. So we proposed a daily management board that has three elements. Every board can be unique. Every board can have its own personality and can be adapted to the specific environments. However, we suggest those three blocks that we believe are necessary for a successful daily management process. The commitment, which is the connection with the strategy, the control variables, what I'm really managing and controlling every day, and the problem solving, which is making sure you guarantee to achieve the objectives. The commitment is actually how you deploy the strategy everywhere, how you make sure that the strategy deploys to every single part and every single employee of the organization. And by doing this, you can actually reach and engage everybody. We suggest in this block three elements. One of them is what is the specific purpose of the area? Is not the same as the purpose of the company. Every area of the company has some unique and a specific purpose connected with the company purpose, with the company true north. We also suggest that there might be a good idea to have some sort of a history in this about the performance of the area, the challenges of the area, the learning from the previous periods, and also who are the people involved in this and their contribution to this. It has to be very specific. People that need to make a contribution have to be here. People that don't have a contribution don't need to be here. Then the second element of the board that we suggest is what are you going to manage and control every day? Either KPIs, performance indicators, the metrics you're going to use, or the success factors that drive those KPIs. And with this, you define what are the daily targets. What makes a day a good day, a winning day? What does it mean to have a good day every day? Also, the work standards, which is how you're going to guarantee to have a winning day. And also register the reds, the problems that are occurring. So having the standards and having the help chain to have a first approach to try to fix the problems that occur is important. And of course, what you want to have is some sort of a plan to green, how you make sure you're going to be achieving the target that you had for that specific day. And finally, this is the life of the daily management process is to make sure that you do something when problems happen. The traditional what you're going to have to do, when, and who. We should try as much as possible to address the root causes in those meetings, but we know oftentimes that's very hard. But don't forget, don't just mitigate or fix the problem temporarily. Try to go to the root causes. So if you can't do that, at least define the points of occurrence. And after some analysis, after some Pareto analysis, you can define the most significant issues, and then you can have a systematic, deeper approach, like using, for example, a 4C problem solving or an A3 problem solving process. Those three blocks have to be connected. So the first block connects with the strategy, the commitment. Then after that, you define what are you going to manage. And finally, for every problem you have every day, you have a problem-solving system to fix it. This is just a picture, just an example, so you can see in the board, in the back, the strategic connection. There are some A trees there that are strategic A trees. The daily targets, the problems you had, and the actions that are going to be taken. So this is just one real example of what we're talking about. You're going to be hear more from Fabio about his experience. After you design the board, the board is just a board. There's no such a thing as a perfect board. Actually, you're going to change that often as you learn. But what is relevant is how you actually execute. Just having a beautiful board is not enough. So the execution is fundamental. Make sure the discipline is there. Make sure the leadership participation is fundamental. They have to be there. It has to be short meetings, and you have to respect the discipline. And also, the leadership being there, they have a contribution to make sure everybody's engaged. So leadership has to promote a psychological safe environment so we can guarantee that everybody has a voice, everybody has a contribution. After all, this is their work, this is what they do every day. So they should have something to say, some contribution on how to fix the problems and how to improve the work. So those are just some simple considerations about what is a safe environment. Comfort to talk about problems. It's okay to talk about problems. Not only okay, but it's mandatory to expose. It's okay to take some risks and fail. We don't know exactly if this is going to work. Being honest, being transparent is fundamental. we have to expose diverse opinions. That's how we learn. That's how we improve. Different opinions make better solutions, better suggestions. Everybody learning always. So this is an opportunity for a real learning session every day. So we are learning at the Gemba about the real work that we're doing. So I think this is extremely powerful learning mechanism. And again, don't forget purpose, don't forget the customer voice. And this is the leadership job to guarantee that you have an effective engagement, that you have a good team dynamics. Don't use these meetings for boring meetings, for giving orders. That's what we don't want. And this is just one example of, daily management. It's part of the management system. It's part of the execution of the strategy. So this is just a simple image that as you progress, you're probably going to have a lot of what we call operational daily management routines, which are mostly connected with the value-adding activities and the support functions. At the same time, you need some level of connection, some level of integration, and some level of problem solving to support those operational routines. And then this is all connected with the strategic development, strategic deployment. So it's a connection between, the strategy and the performance. How are we going to guarantee the strategy execution? This is based on a book that has been published in Portuguese, has been translated into Spanish, and we have two versions available, one in Chile and one in Colombia. Just recently, just launched the English version through LEI, and now we have coming up very soon a Polish version. So you can have more information. It's very simple, lots of images, lots of examples in this book. And now I think I'd like to invite Fabio from TechnipFMC to give his experience, his company experience with daily management. Thank you very much.
All right, Pharaoh. So give me 1 second. Okay. So it is amazing that we can learn every time you review the concept, Pharaoh. So a lot of insights and ideas to discuss with the team. So let me introduce myself and what we do very briefly. So I work at TechnipFMC, and to who doesn't know it, we are a leading technology provider to the traditional and also the new energy industry, delivering fully integrated projects, products, and services. This last one is where I sit today. So working in a Subsea business segment and currently responsible for Subsea services in South America. So let me tell a little bit about our journey, specifically this almost 2-year daily management journey we have. So we started our, let's say, lean journey officially in 2018. Some experiments, initiatives before that, but officially in 2018. But almost 2 years ago, we were introduced to the book, a daily management book, and we motivated and encouraged people to read the book and put in practice. So beginning of last year, we started this experimental phase, increasing the visual management and implementation of daily management. So we reached more than 50 discussions, daily management discussions in our organization, different levels of maturities, right? And just after that, in last year, we did our first PDCA. So improvement in terms of the visual of the board, right? So to be a clear understand what's block 1, block 2, and block 3. So standardization to help people that are not part of the discussion to jump into the discussion and understand what the problem is. So this year, beginning of this year, we received Ferry, I think in March, and Robson Gouveia in April or beginning of May. And they brought a lot of insight and ideas that what we could do to improve our journey, right? So that's generate our second PDCA. So we understood that there are more to do in terms of improve the commitment, the understanding of the purpose, the problem to solve, right? And also the problem solving part of it. So we are solving problems every day. We are very strong on control variables, but to I would say to avoid interruption of the flow. We started training people. We started all this journey without proper training. So we training people in the methodology, and we realized that because of we are very strong in containment actions, we are focused on that, and we can see a lot of recurrency of same problems. So that's where we understood that the problem solving should be better structured, and we turned our true north very recently to structure the problem solving, right? Structure how we are eliminating problems from our operations. So now we are teaching people methodologies of problem solving. So that's where we are today. So I'm going to give you 3 examples of daily management in the 3 levels. I will start with the strategic level of daily management. So leadership discussion, we have the same, I would say, the same block 1 of the commitment. So we can see that we have in the wall the leadership behaviors, the value-driven purpose. So what is expected from the leadership in terms of how they're gonna act with the team to develop people in the daily management discussions, and also the connection with the true north of the organization for our segment, and until we reach our specific true north, right? So that's how we drive strategically the leadership to understand what should be done. So the control variable is not that different of how presented. So we have let me go a little bit back. So we have the strategy deployed for all levels and positions in the company, so everyone can understand the connection with the strategy, what they are doing on a daily basis to help the strategy, and of course we have KPIs. So strategic KPIs. We are. It is a continuous journey. We understood that from this year that there is a lot here, a lot of KPIs. We have to focus a little bit more and reduce a little bit for next year. And we also have some KSF, so key success factor, to be discussed in a more frequent basis, in a weekly basis, on how to protect and help the KPIs be successful. So that's the control variables. And the same, when we have a red here, sometimes we have a containment action, sometimes we have a CN act, but sometimes we need to structure the problem solving. Sometimes we need to go there and select the problems we're gonna focus on. So there are 10 problems for now. And we are following the 4C methodology to understand the concern. So problem description, cause analysis, proposal of countermeasures, and check the effectiveness of the countermeasures. So we are structuring how we are progressing with the problem solving in a strategic way. All right. So the second level, it is the managerial daily management. So I brought here a non-operational daily management to give an understand that it could be applied for any department, any discussion we have. So is daily management. So just an information, I'm
Okay, Fabio, we can't hear you. I think we had a problem with your connection, but now we
all
can
right.
see you again.
Okay, can you see my screen?
Yeah.
All right. So this is a managerial daily management where you can see the 3 blocks that Pharaoh comment. So you can see the purpose. So what's the problem they're trying to solve? In this case, free cash flow and inventory. So the commitment of people. So who are in each meeting. right? They can see, and you can see the help chain structure. So how they are asking help and what are the levels they are asking for help. There are some work in progress of the work standard and KPIs, right? So we need to understand where we are in terms of solving the problem we have. So a lot of discussion about the process here. So I can take some examples of unbilled stuff. So where we have performed the job, but for some reason not invoiced the customer yet. So there are a lot of reasons you have to solve this problem because it's affecting our cash flow, right? So then finance people start to discuss how they're going to solve that. So describe the problem, put up an action plan and some deadline responsible. So for every problem they have to solve in the process. It is a more managerial example. And in the last level, we can go to the operational level when we are talking about some equipment, some tasks, some activity that need to be performed. So I'm gonna show one example. 1 year ago, one execution daily management, where you can realize there is no commitment established from the team. So what the problem they're trying to solve, a lot of initiatives to solve tasks and outstanding activities that continuing actions here, right? And we don't have the problem structure very strong by that moment. So nowadays, you can see a different daily management board for the same discussion. So you can see here the purpose. You can see very linked and well measured and connected to the strategy. You can see the commitment. You can see the gap to standard. So their KPIs, the help chain, how they're going to activate the help chain, right? You can see the same in the control variables, so they can see and act containment actions, but every time they have a containment action, every time they activate the help chain, they are starting the problem solving part of the board, right? The problem solving, it is based on capturing the point of cause, understand the reoccurrence of that, understand the most impactful cause, to start R4C, understanding the problem, cause analysis of the cause, and then propose some countermeasure and effectiveness of the countermeasure. So it is an ongoing discussion, so it's not ready at this moment here, but they have understood how to capture the point of cause, how to Pareto, the point of cause, understand the most impactful cause to do a deeper analysis of the root cause. So you can see the difference having this standard board with clear information of the purpose, the team commitment, and this Pareto of the problems and root cause analysis. So that's the difference in the journey. So it is a life journey that we are still working on it. So it never ends. This is pretty much what I have to share. I hope you enjoy. Let's see questions that you have, Bruno, right?
Yeah, actually, we have some questions already. Thank you,
Okay.
Fabio.
I
If you want, I can read for you, or I don't know what do you prefer?
I can do that. Let me check here.
Okay.
We have some. We started with Alberto Pereiro that asked how we can encourage the utilization of the problem-solving part, right? So it is pretty much what I have presented. So if you don't eliminate problems, you're gonna see the recurrence of problems, and you can see the improvement of performance. So the block 3 is impacting the block 1, the gap to standard stated in block 1. So when you eliminate problems, you're gonna increase performance, enhance performance, and then you're gonna close the gap to standard. So you can see in block 1, you can update the block 1 to close the gap to standard. So it is also something that motivates the teams to see, right? Another question is from Lorena that asks how can this tool to be used to manage the activities of the engineers and employees within the engineer department. We have also daily management in the engineer as well, Lorena. So this the same thing. So you can have both. You can have our operational daily management to see projects and tasks and designs and things that the engineers are doing. And we can have also the managerial daily management where the engineer, the leadership of engineers can check the process, how they are working to help people, to develop people and solve problems in the engineering, right? And Pharaoh, please jump into if you want to say something about the questions. Help me on that.
No, keep going.
All right, next one. It is a question, is the manager adopt a servant leader position for problem solving? If yes, how have you prepared them to be a good servant leader? So it is part of the, let's say, the leadership standard. That's something that we are working also, right? So I would say the most important role for the leaders are give guidance and developing people, right? So how we're gonna develop people using the daily management skills, how we can be there to make the good questions, to challenge people to think on how they're gonna solve the problems, not give the answer, not going to the right side of the A3, let's say, but asking people how they would do differently, how they do to solve the problem. It is a very important behavior of the leader. So there are 7 behaviors stated as lean behaviors for leaders that it helped a lot in daily management discussions. And Miguel asked if we have you a sample of managerial daily management dashboard. We have some, but more. I think that most of them are I would say, boards in the areas, right? So it's physical boards, it's not digital, but some of them are using digital tools to help when you have remote people in the discussion as well. So it is possible to use, but the benefit of having people together, cross-functional people discussing the problem in different perspectives, brings a lot of value for the daily management. So daily management is not about one department only. It is a cross-functional discussion where people connected to the value stream is there, giving the perspective on how to solve the problem, right? Next one. Let's see, how many boards and levels required meeting and gathering daily? Who defined the KPIs in relationship to hosting? So, Trin, it is important that the KPIs should be connected to the hosting, to the strategy, right? So you're gonna measure how you are helping the strategy to happen, right? To be successful in the strategy. So in have to cascade down the KPIs to KSFs in terms of what we are doing on a daily basis to help the KPI, to protect the KPI, to make it happen. So what we are doing in our activities to make it happen. So it is a way to think in the key success factors, right? And also another question about the problems that must be solved daily, or some testing will lead to solve the difficult ones or things like that. So some problems should be solved daily. More operational problems we are discussing daily, or if not being solved, we are following in a daily basis. Some of them in a more weekly basis, sometimes monthly basis. But the earlier you know, the sooner you know the problem, the sooner you can solve them, right? So it is the idea is to solve the problem while the problem is still small. So the sooner you can detect the problem, understand the problem, and describe the problem, you can act to solve the problem. Maybe containment action, maybe structuring the problem solving. So from Simon, how involved is your Kaizen team currently in supporting daily management in your areas now? Well, 100% connected. 100% not only, well, it is also the Kaizen to improvement of the daily management discussion, the daily management boards. It's also a Kaizen. So the process improvement team is 100% connected and help the team, giving instructions, giving training, and part of the discussion, or in helping them to capture problems when not capture in the problem solving board. So need to capture the point of cause. So people there are there, part of the discussion as well. Bruno, you let me know when have to complete the session, right? Because otherwise I'm gonna keep reading and answer.
Actually, our time is up, but if you want to read some of them and just put together, I think some of them were already answered. But yeah, we still have almost 200 people with us.
Good. And you have a bunch of questions as well. So
Yeah.
what do we do to keep it reading?
If you want to answer one more.
All right. So next one is, you have triggers for problem solving. How did you define in each department? It includes everything, or it is clustered in quality, safety, deliveries? Well, okay. So first of all, we need to connect with the strategy. So what is the strategy, right? So we need to cascade down the strategy to the daily management discussions. What we are doing to help the strategy. Of course, quality, safety, delivery are important and part of our strategy as well. So we are discussing that. How to trigger the problem solving, and with it, you need to first understand what is the standard you should have. Where is the gap to standard? And when you're not forming to help to close the gap, to help to deliver the standard, there's something there to be discussed. Maybe a very fast action, so a containment action. Maybe you need to structure the problem solving, right? To go deeper and eliminate this kind of problem. So there is no straightforward answer. And I would say, Bruno, last here is my suggestion to you all: start the experiment. You're gonna learn a lot in the journey, experimenting how to do this kind of discussion. I'm pretty sure that the first board is going to be not the last one. So you're going to modify it and adjust the board multiple times to understand what should be adjusted and connect with the strategy. So it's learning by doing. So that's what we have to do. And we are still learning and still, having this journey not completed yet.
Yeah. And of course, you can read the daily management book to get supported, right?
Yes, Bruno. Let me suggest that the book is just one approach. Most people, like I said, most companies now have some sort of a daily management. Take a look at the book, because it could be a contribution to you. If you think it's a contribution, like Fabio said, try it and let us know. We want to hear from you, your successes, your failures, your learning, your questions, because we want to influence as many companies as possible.
Okay, so that's it. Thank you all. Thank you, the attendees, and you, Professor Ferro and Fabio, for your presentation.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hope it was helpful.
Have a good event. Have a good rest of 23 or more hours or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go for it. Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.